Will this change improve the new resin farms? And then later we'll take a look at the new Minecraft movie trailer. Hello there, Ray here. The winter drop is finally coming to Minecraft, guys. They just released the 1.21.4 pre-release 1. This means after these pre-releases, they're going to come out with release candidates, and then after release candidates, they're going to come out with the full release of 1.21, which is going to be the winter drop, which includes the cool winter gardens, as well as the creakings. We also got the eye blossoms, the resin that comes from these guys that can be crafted into a numerous amount of blocks. Now we'll do a rundown of all the new things in this full release once it's about to come out, as well as rares and discontinues that you should collect before updating to that version, so look forward to that video. But what did they actually change in today's update? Well, first up, they fixed the problem that we noticed in the previous snapshot, and that is when you relog, the creaking's supposed to stay there, and it's supposed to no longer actually despawn. So let's go ahead and give it a try, and yes, it works. And the same thing is supposed to happen with the nether portals, and it wasn't working properly, so let's try it this time. We'll leave and we'll come back, and the creaking is still there. That is awesome. This is great for my creaking resin farm, where we want to get these guys all collected, and we don't want to lose them during the daytime. So instead, we can actually just have it so that when the sun's about to come up, before they automatically despawn in the daylight, we can push the AFK player into a nether portal. And that way the chunks are unloaded so that they do not despawn. So now that we're in the nether, the day and the overworld can continue to go through, and if it loops all the way around and comes night once again, then we can send the player back through the nether portal. This could all be done automatically just by pushing them with pistons. The creakings will still be here, which is amazing, so you don't actually need to recollect them, but it is a bit more work pushing the player into the nether dimension and then pushing them back over into the overworld. But my farm here still actually works even without doing this, as it will just automatically collect the creakings that spawn these platforms and move them back to the center, which doesn't actually take that much time when you're in survival, as they just get pushed along when they're frozen. So it wouldn't actually increase efficiency of the farm very much by moving the player, but it is completely an option if you have like thousands of creakings and you don't want to bother trying to transport them back into the center's killing chamber. I will be doing the block by block tutorial of this new resin farm of mine, so click that subscribe button. Now in the previous snapshots we've seen they changed up how mobs decide which weapons they should hold. So they have priority over some over others, such as like a gold sword. It is a sword, so Piglin will hold it in its hand, but if it's given a crossbow, it will take the crossbow and it'll use that as its main weapon. But since the sword is gold, Piglins do like gold stuff, so they will store that in their inventory. But there was a problem in the previous snapshot where these guys, they would pick up something like a gold sword and they would put it in their main hand. But if they were given a crossbow, they wouldn't be able to decide if they should keep the sword as their attacking weapon or the crossbow. So they kept throwing out the crossbow, and then they would just end up picking it up again and then re-examine the gold sword. And this would just go on for an infinite loop. So they fixed this little edge case. So now little piglins will come on and pick up the crossbow, then see the gold sword, and then keep the gold sword as their main weapon, and drop the actual crossbow. So now the baby piglins will prioritize a golden sword over a crossbow, which makes sense since these guys don't actually attack you, so when you attack them they just run away. But the adults will continue to drop their gold swords in order to pick up the crossbow, but then they will re-pick up the gold sword and just stash away in their inventory. They also fixed a few problems that came up just during these snapshots, and a few related to the command/data remove, so now we'll properly remove certain things. The game's resource pack also got updated, which includes the newest Unifont, but also a bunch of modding features. Now the Bedrock Edition also got a update in a pre-release. One of the most interesting things that came out today for Bedrock Edition is that after all these years you can finally pause the single player world just by opening up the menu. So I loaded up the Bedrock Edition, and if you click enable game pause, it's right here in the general settings. So now we can see as soon as we push the escape button, these bees in the background just completely freeze. But what do you guys think of this new change? The official trailer for the Minecraft movie has just came out. Previous trailers we've seen were just
Where are we?
Wait, who are you again?
Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison. Gamer of the year 1989. Whatever. I barely think about it.
Welcome to the overworld.
Anything you can dream about here, you can make.
Now let's have some
This makes no sense.
Don't I know it? There are dark forces who want to destroy this world. If we want to stop them, we're gonna need to create something amazing. Let's go to the stash.
This is our decision. Nothing we can do. We've got the vision. Now let's have some fun.
What's this junk?
An ender pearl. Teleports you to wherever you throw it.
Yeah, right.
And that was the only one I had. No biggie. There's one more thing you need to know.
Great. Now it's dark. Did that feel quick to anyone else?
Now the trailer told us a lot. First up, we got some lore behind the actual Steve character and how he was actually in real life, and then he eventually found something while he was mining. It seems like there's kind of like this glass case, and you can see there is some of the Minecraft rune lettering on the side of it. And then he put this blue thing inside of it, and all of a sudden that somehow made a portal. Notice this is a blue portal, unlike the purple portal, so it's not actually like another portal, but one that goes from in real life to Minecraft. And it seems like Steve was like the original person to actually run into this whole Minecraft world. They also show him taming a wolf, which is pretty cool. Then they show how the other characters kind of fall into this world, so they somehow get the same type of cube, and they end up in the Minecraft world. And this was a big question everybody had, was like, how does these characters end up with the actual Steve character, and why is it such a mismatch of characters? So I'm guessing these guys were somehow together and they all got pulled in, even though they don't really seem to know each other that well. And this is probably part of the plot where different characters have to work together to accomplish something. I love the part where they show the redstone. Here they got some power rails and they just go super fast down this rail line. And of course he has this chicken farm. Love watching some redstone and automating this chicken so they cook them automatically. So even Steve was able to make some automated farms in his world. And of course, like any movie, there's also a threat, being the piglins. We got the whole nether dimension where these guys come from. And probably part of the plot is that all the new characters have to work together in order to take on the evil piglins. And they do show them flying with elytras. And at this part here, they show a whole bunch of stuff that Steve has collected. You guys, diamond helmet. These are like feather falling boots with little wings on them. This is probably like a full suit of gold armor, which is really crazy. You can see one of the original Minecraft paintings over here. Of course, got like the TNT, the rockets, and tons of other little items. There's even a jack-o'-lantern back there, which is really cool. Now we get to see all the different uses for all the things they got. They got their elytras, of course they're flying around, they're making a bunch of unique tools. And we get to see the mobs. The zombies look really cool, as well as iron golems. And even this ender pearl. I would expect the ender pearl to be a little bit bigger. A really funny moment where he says he only has one ender pearl. And of course, the cool thing about Minecraft, first day in Minecraft, is that you have to be aware of night and be ready for it, which, as you know, when you start Minecraft, no one really knows about this. I really like this part here where they actually added in a spider jockey. You can see right here, there's a spider, and then there's a skeleton on top of it. He has an enchanted bow and it's shooting a flame. There's also another one right over here, which is really cool because spider jockeys are kind of like a rare mob you can't normally find. And the whole thing ends off saying that the official release date of the movie is going to be April 4th. It's a little bit after April Fool's, into the whole environment. And what was your guys' favorite part about this new official trailer? For me, it was definitely this automatic chicken farm. Now leave a like on the video, and if you haven't already checked out that resin farm, it's right here. Otherwise, come over to my Twitch live streams where I will be designing some new automatic farms for the latest versions. And thanks so much for all my monthly supporters. Without you guys, these videos wouldn't be possible. And bye-bye!